won't take much more now. I can't hold on to everything. I don't know what to say now.
Sorry about that. I just, I thought I had my thought I had my, I got a new headset, and I thought, it had a microphone attached to it, and I thought, you know, a built-in one would pick up the, if it would read a new, microphone quality. I don't know if this is better than the one I have, but, I'll just, I'll use the microphone on the next one. But anyways, welcome to the live stream. It's Tantrum once again. And yeah, we're back at it one more time. So yeah, personally, I don't know how we should have started this off. It's a pretty common element that I just make up shit as I go along, but yeah, I did want it to react to what Novaonline had to say about what he had to say about the Mayor Menace guy. Shout out to you too, Mayor Menace. I just wanted to see his new video about you know, Nova crashing out again. This guy wants self-improvement, but he's a diaper-wearing pedophile. So, I don't know. I don't know if Novaonline needs to the self-improvement. He probably needs jail time. But, yeah, what is he trying to do to improve his wife? No more Wingstop. But, yeah, let's see what Mayor Menace wants to bring us awareness to about Nova's crash out. Turning up.
Yo, what's up, guys? Mayor Menace here, and welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a good day and a good week as well, because today we're going to be talking about the Little Michelin Man. The Little Michelin Man is a recent, not only in Discord and on Reddit has been complaining about his life, but on Instagram he's now complaining about his life as well. He's also been trying to start beef with the faithful sheriff. I haven't made a video on him or anything, but
that's the guy who tried to copy Dr. Disrespect, but then he tried to copy off of the Burning Peanut. As far as I'm aware.
He's something else in himself, and he's a lolcow as well, I feel, at this point. It's just another case of Nova messing with other lolcows to feel better about himself and his status, where he's at in life. So to begin today's video, we might as well read off the huge Insta post that he decided to delete after trying to say many times in one post that he's trying to change every aspect of his life for the better, but he simply can't. And nothing is good enough for anybody. Nova in his Insta post would say, so many two-faced
Okay, this guy's gonna say it very slow. I'm sorry, Mayor Menace, but they have to pick up the pace here. Not that it's nothing against him. I just, you know, I try to be like advert and like piped up when I talk about things like this. So let's just read it. So many two-faced fuckers out there. The trolls tell me to get a job, so I get a job. I get a job, and the troll finds out where I work. Even if I don't tell them, then they either get me fired or it's not a good fit. Well, maybe I can sympathize with what the troll is trying to get you fired and shit like that. But bro, a good fit, you gotta just roll with the punches, go with the flow, and make sure that you don't bring anything on a boat. You ain't prepared to lose. Oh, in all seriousness, though, this guy probably needs to like evaluate, you know, which job is good for him, because maybe not somewhere where he's out front with a customer. Maybe somewhere in the back of a kitchen or labor. Yeah, get him to work in a manufacturer's factory or something. You say clean the house, so I'm trying, and you're still finding something to complain about. Bro, I don't know why the trolls would want to be in your house, but if you're on the live stream with the camera on and the house looks like it hasn't been cleaned in months, and there's roaches. Ugh, that's maybe try harder on it. You say to eat healthier, so I am, and you're still complaining. Well, maybe that's because you're still fat. You say to better myself, and I am truly trying, yet all my trolls are still trying to bash me down and take away the last fiber of motivation I have left. If that's you, fuck you, rot in hell. Oh, buddy, you're going to hell too. You're going to hell in a handbasket. Is this guy a Christian or what? He got sin. He got sin in him. He need to repent his sin. Especially the diaper fetish and the predatory behavior towards minors. If you were actually a human, you'd want to see me improve, not treat me like a goddamn laughingstock. Well, that ship has already sailed. Mental health is real, and it's not a fucking joke. You only feel sorry for a bullying victim when they begin floating. Okay, more complaining. I'll start having an aneurysm. FFML. Oh, buddy. He's not. If he really tried to take the time to, set himself straight, he'd probably just go off the internet. That's what I'd do.
Trying a lot in this Instagram post, and he's not. When it comes to all the aspects of his life, how messy his house is, him getting a job, everything, he's not trying at all, because if he was trying, there would be results. You'd expect him, seeing his mother going through what she's going through every day, to make him change, but no, not even that will make him change. He's not gonna get a job, he's going to continue sitting in his dirty house, and he's going to continue complaining about it. He is complacent. Nova will be nothing but complacent. And he's talking about how he's trying so hard to be better all the time and stuff. He isn't even trying when it comes to his content. A few days ago, Nova posted a TikTok of him doing a WWE.
What the hell is that? Why is there a censor bar in the TikTok? Did he just throw a dildo? Or is that like his home address? It's redacted, so it's gotta be something. It's gotta be something in the air that's censored.
WWE walkout or something, some kind of walkout entrance, and this is one of the most laziest things I ever.
Bro, does he live in an RV?
WWE walkout or something, some kind of walkout entrance, and this is one of the most laziest
like a
things.
Professional wrestler walking out there trying to get the crowd all piped up, but there is no crowd except if you count the people in those houses.
I ever seen out of him. There's barely any energy here. You're gonna see him walk up, get closer. He kind of does like this head sway thing, but it's kind of half-assed when he does it. Usually when he does these videos, he's really hyped up. He gets real performative. He's got to show out and show off all of his skills. He's kicking up his feet, putting out all the energy, but this one, there's no energy to it at all. He is just walking up. He's tired. He was betrayed yet again, and this is the result. Him irritated, tired, and probably just wanted to go inside. He probably didn't want to do this, but this is his way of addressing.
Oh my god, he's actually got the wrestling belt on. Oh my god, I was right.
Weeks now, just doing these videos.
He's trying to roleplay as a wrestler. Bro, the only thing you need to wrestle up is your life. Get off the internet.
So recently on Twitter, Novaonline has been the faithful sheriff's D1 hater. In one of these instances, Nova decided to say, Timu burnt peanut. No one likes your shitty ass content. To anyone who replies, suck it. Novaonline talking down on anyone's content is real comical because his content is straight up bottom of the barrel. And in Nova's content, there's always something you can find and judge and be appalled by, like a fly or a certain mess in his videos, a certain heap. Like recently, he just posted a video of him doing a food review inside after a while, and the caption of it legit says, "This is why I don't film inside." So he knows how nasty his house is, he knows how terrible his content is, and he wants to sit and call the faithful sheriff Timu Burnt Peanut and say that he's...
Bro, he's just jealous that he can't come up with that concept himself. Imagine if Nova tried to do the exact same thing as Burning Peanut or Faithful Sheriff or whatever, and he starts doing like these filters when he's on playing Fortnite or whatever with the face cam on, but it's like, dude, we know it's you. We know it's your fetish of the diapers. We know it's you talking to minors in the Discord. That's not going to change your content. No, we already know what you did. We already know how much you went down the shitter. Now you got to take it out on other people. Bro, that's called deflection. That's literally deflection. Definition. Look it up.
He's got terrible content, and you know what? He does, okay? The Faithful Sheriff's content isn't really that great. It's the Faithful Sheriff for crying out loud. But Nova shouldn't be sitting and judging anybody for terrible content.
Exactly. Nobody like, what's his name on there? Nova should be judging anybody's content, even if it's on a lower level like him. I don't know how many views he gets, but you know what? That's not going to change the fact that he's a degenerate. Could probably shit talk a one viewer streamer, but still, you'll have the moral compass unlike Nova. Excuse me.
Alright, you've heard of a BL...
Bro, he's wearing a 7-Eleven hat. Bro's got the makings of a greasy-ass 7-Eleven worker. He needs a shower.
What about a BSTA? This...
What's a BSTA? Or did he mean BASTA? Basta. Stop. In Spanish? Dude's not Spanish.
Is my version of a BLT from Subway. This,
he's talking
if you don't know what BSTA stands for, which you probably don't, it stands for bacon, spinach, tomato, and awesomeness. Let's try it out. Gotta pay my dues real quick.
Bro, drink Diet Pepsi. You probably could have diabetes. You don't want your insulin to go, ooh!
Lovely.
I swear it's been half a year at this point, and he's still dragging on the one comment that Pepsi put under one of his TikTok posts. He really can't let that go. He can't let any piece of recognition he gets go. They put one comment.
Well, to be fair, Nova feeds off of attention. If any big major chain company were to acknowledge the fact of Nova, he would probably have to drop his panties just to get a sponsor. But then again, maybe anybody else in the live streaming entertainment field would. But that makes you more of a cuck than it would a proud sponsor. A proud sponsor would just take it with a grain of salt. They would take their duty into making sure that the product is advertised and people are buying it. Otherwise, you lose the money from sponsor.
Under one of his TikTok posts, and he has made hundreds of videos reviewing Pepsis or drinking Pepsis at this point.
I'm so happy Subway switched to Pepsi products. Oh, the bread is really crumbly today. Okay, yeah, this bread was
Probably
very
soggy.
poorly made. Like, it's crumbling so easily. Bacon from Subway is always so quality on this, and
Okay, I
the
don't
bread
care
would go
about
ahead
that.
and give
I
standard.
don't care about the
What he's
Subway.
talking about this bread being crumbly and stuff, like, that's not what happens to bread when it gets toasted. He's talking about how there's a lot of sauce on it and how it's falling apart, and that's normal when it comes to bread. So this guy is just complaining about bread being bread at this point. Whenever I go to Subway, I get a meatball sub with honey mustard, vinegar, oil.
Okay, I
bread,
don't
get
care
eat
about
that
Subway
But when it
anymore.
comes to Nova, he's the one that makes his order, so he could just get less of everything. But he's Novaonline.
Or he could just get a salad. That's a good idea.
So he ain't gonna get less of everything. He's gonna get as much as he can on that sandwich. Or even better for Nova, he could just be light on all the sauces. But screw it. Let's get the fattest sandwich ever. Is always responding to people in the comments of his TikTok videos all the time. And somebody would ask him to start actually cooking. And Nova would respond saying, I'm not cooking again till I get a proper setup. The chum has a proper setup. He just isn't cleaning it at all, and he refuses to clean his house. He just says he'll do it on his own time, but we all know it's just Nova saying, I'm not doing it, basically. So we got videos like what I'm about to show you right now, where he's just chilling out in front of his
I wonder
front.
if the mom still lives in the house. If the mom has to clean it up after him. Oh my god. I just hope the mom is not cleaning his diapers
door,
out.
the dirty front door as usual,
Shit
and he's
stains
hitting us
on
with
the
these
bed.
lousy factor or
He's in the
capper
adult
reviews,
diaper.
where at this point I'm just kind of asking myself, why does he spend so much time wanting to hide the fact his house is a mess by going outside or doing this at the front door rather than actually cleaning the house? I honestly haven't thought about it till now, but the guy could just clean his house and not worry about the criticism of his house being disgusting.
Welcome back to Factor or Capper. I have not filmed one of these in a long time, but this is where I try different Factor meals and tell you if they're underrated or absolute dog shish. Today it is the grilled filet mignon and shrimp. This is a very premium offering from Factor. Alright, let's do the veggies. You already know the ordeal with the garlic salt. It's got the ideal firmness. I think Factor's nailed.
I don't
Alright.
care about the
Oh!
food.
Filet mignon. Bad boy. They have five.
Pork to eat steak or whatever he was eating here, but the little Michelin man proves to us that he does not know how to heat up a microwave meal. He is 22 years old, and there are a lot of things that he needs to learn still in his life, especially
Yeah, he needs
how to
24/7
cook and
care.
clean for himself, because it's just
He needs a group home is what he needs. He needs like a, what do you call it? A mental reevaluation of like his common sense of lifestyle. So that means if he can actually cook, if he can actually clean himself up, if he can actually use the toilet and not make it a fetish, if he can talk to people around his own age group, if he could just act like a normal person. I mean, if you want to play Fortnite and everything else, that's totally fine with you. But don't use it as like a scapegoat to find the next 12 or 13-year-old that just, is in, they're curious. And Nova is autistic, but is he autistic enough to realize that, talking to children that way is wrong? Most likely, this guy just needs to, have his internet privileges monitored or taken away. Just have that taken away. Okay. I think I already saw the guy is moderator or whatever, exposing him for stuff. Or is that a new one? Oh, I don't think I've seen the full one.
when I want.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen this one before.
Taking a break.
Well,
The line with the viewed parts of the video I was probably watching off stream, but I don't think I was paying attention to it much.
Go back to a video. I hope you guys are having a good day and a good week as well, because today we're going to be talking about the little Michelin Man once again, like usual. And this time around, we've got yet another batch of disturbing leaks from not only Discord, but Reddit as well. And Jesus Christ, the things I've seen from the Reddit are quite disturbing. Just as disturbing as the South Park video. Dude actually had a chastity cage on his willy, showing it off for the whole world to see. And I don't even know if this dude posted this thinking that nobody was gonna find it at this point, or if it's just some kind of humiliation ritual for this guy. He just loves humiliation, being humiliated, don't know why, don't know what's going on with the thought process, but here we are now, seeing disturbing things every other month because of the chome. And none of the people around him will try and control him, not even his own caregiver, his own.
The only ones that'll do it is the trolls, because they want to put normality back into Nova's senses of autism. But no, let's just let him backlash at us when we're trying to guide him in the right direction. If that requires shaming, oh well. I mean, hey, coming from someone that is on the spectrum, I should know that these days I'm just glad I'm not any of these lolcows. I could be a lolcows in someone's stories in the sense of, oh, maybe I'm doing something wrong in their book, but in the moral book, I think I'm doing way better than Nova or any of those lolcows.
Caregiver seems to be.
Might be a little bit of an ego there, but hey, I'm just speaking facts.
He is unhinged as he is, and you guys did hear me right. He has another caregiver again. Air quotes on that, because it really just seems like these people are here to either troll Nova or make him happy. I don't know what is going on here. These people feel.
Oh wait, are they talking about the cameos? Do they talk about the cameos in this one?
Pity for Nova and want to be his
friends. I think that might have been the video.
Nova's Twitch account was hacked. I don't know what's going on with the Twitch account because I haven't checked, but last thing I knew, if you were to click on the link in the bio of his Twitch, it would take you to a Twitter account that says that he is a predator. When it comes to Nova and his new caregiver, they talk about a lot of things, given into his weird fantasies. They also talk about his mother and a time she went to the hospital, and he yet again changes up the story about how his dog passed away. Prepare to be uncomfortable for majority of this entire video if you're not already. I hope the intro of the video was a disclaimer in itself for you. In this screenshot, Nova's caregiver is flirting with him and it's really uncomfortable. She even says that she is wet, and even fuck dude, his caregiver even asks him for help, calling him a pretty boy, and he replies to all of this saying, like raining. I'm showing you.
That's a troll. That has to be a troll. There's no way that's their real caregiver.
Into his fantasies and stuff, but it's them initiating it. They started the conversation, and maybe Nova was asking like raining because of him asking how wet they are, but it could just be a moment where he's not picking up what they're putting down and he doesn't understand what they're talking about because it's completely out of nowhere, because Nova's talking about how he needs to feel better about something. Maybe another betrayal happened. Nova at the top of the screenshot was asking them what they think will help either them or Nova. Don't know the context here. I wish I did, but all I know is it's just a screenshot of his caregiver being really weird towards him and really disgusting with him. And this guy, Nova, is about 22 years old, or he is 22 years old now, and he's over here trying to get caregivers behind the scenes still. He's old enough to drink, and he's been doing that a lot recently. So it's like, what's the care?
Don't encourage me, Mayor. I might just do the habit right now and go to the liquor store. I was thinking about it earlier, but just if there's anything that correlates with drinking with Nova, I might just not.
Caregiver really around for, huh? Not to guide him and take care of him like caregivers are supposed to do. Definitely not after what we just read and what we're about to read next. Nova, in this screenshot I'm about to show you, talks about his favorite kind of corn. Nova would state, I always watch cold corn when I want orgasm.
Bro, that's literally Sneeko. That was Sneeko in 2023. He watched his wife get cocked, or girlfriend get cocked by a man who had a bigger dick. And I don't know how you could get off to that. I mean, it seems so feminine to do that. It's literally a feminine thing. If you like seeing your wife get railed by another man, even though that when you're in the relationship, you're supposed to be the one to provide for her, including the sex, then, I don't know, I guess that makes you look like a cock.
Nova?
Oh, dude, I think that might have just given me a migraine.
Nova and his caregiver
me a
seemed to
headache
have
soon, I
a
don't
couple
know.
conversations
Wasn't
when it came to his mother. A conversation about how she ended up having to go back to the ER because her foot that was amputated ended up getting infected, and what Nova would do if his mother were to end up having to move to another place due to terrible conditions. Nova one day would say, I know it's not my fault, but my mom got rushed to the ER. I don't know why Nova has to sit and tell himself that it's not his fault. He probably feels bad for the way he's been treating her, how terrible he's been towards her, wanting to leave her, and not being able to even pick her up off the ground when he needs to. Probably also because of the fact how nasty the house got. It got her in that condition, and it's all because Nova didn't clean the house. So maybe all those things are running through his mind when he says, I know it's not my fault. Nova in the
Bro, when a mother or father tells you to do chores like clean up your room or the dishes or the toilet or something like that, when they have other occupations, like if they're a younger parent, they go to work, or if they're older and they can't do much because of their physical deteriorating health, that responsibility relies on you. You're a man, not a child. If you're a man-child, then there's something wrong with you.
This screenshot would say, they found bacteria where she got her foot amputated, and his caretaker would say, oh no, how could that happen? And I assume right here, Nova never gave him a response on how it could happen, because I feel like if Nova did, we would have gotten it. But after this, his caretaker would ask, thing is, if they know that your mom lives in bad conditions, is there a chance that she gets sent off to another place? And Nova's response is, if that happens, I might just fuck myself. I don't know why, but it just seems like when it comes to his mom and his living situation, he's only thinking about himself. If his mom were to go to another place, well, he's going to feel bad about it. He's not going to try and make things better. He's just going to himself, as he said. It seems like he wants to do absolutely nothing with his life, not get a job or do anything, and let everybody else take care of him around him, as he's trying to make it big himself on TikTok and other platforms, and with these other endeavors like his Predacord and his cameos and such. When it comes to his dog, he likes to change up the story over and over again, and it really makes him guilty of what he's accused of. If you guys don't know what he's accused of when it comes to one of his old dogs, one of Nova's neighbors reached out to Bloodspeth stating that Nova had allegedly kicked his dog until it passed away. Nova claims on Twitter that his dog got ran over and that he's never kicked a dog in his entire life. But in the next screenshot I'm going to show you, he says something.
Please don't show the dog. Mayor Menace, you're a good commentator, but please do not show the dog abuse pictures. Please. Please do not show this on YouTube. Please.
Something completely different. He says to this person what he says to his neighbor, and it's basically that the dog passed away of cancer, and it just seems like he found a good enough and believable story for people to get off his back, so he just ran with it. Nova's caregiver would say, I think there was a video while of you stomping your dog to scare it or something like that, and he would say, no, I never made contact with her like that, and they'd say, yeah, but I watched that like right now, and it was said that another neighbor that has been longer in the neighborhood told the new neighbor about it though, like an old woman claiming you had tons of tantrums and that one of them ended up with a dog getting hurt. And he'd say what really happened was that she died of cancer in 2024. I came home from work to find her not being able to walk and she ended up dying. Nova continues to be a degenerate in his daily life because he's going on the internet and doing a bunch of disgusting things to humiliate himself all of the time, and it's to a point where you just gotta ask yourself, does Novaonline really like putting himself through this? And why?
Hey, maybe he does have the cockhold fetish after all.
I know I probably...
The cockhold fetish of life. Oh my lord. This guy just doesn't want to face the facts. He's gonna go up homeless. He's gonna be homeless one of these days, just like Larson. His mom's gonna die, and he's gonna be... Most likely, he's probably going to do something really fucked up. He's probably going to talk to another minor and things like that. Meet up or something. I can't predict it, but something bad's going to happen. He's probably going to end up homeless. What's going to happen then?
Yap about it a lot sometimes, but it's a sincere question I have, because no way in hell anybody in the world likes being humiliated and laughed at like this in a way that Nova does. Nova has to be a social experiment sent from the devil or something, because he is super down bad. Nova a couple months ago, dealing with all of the betrayals in his life, would ask on Reddit, how do I stop myself from being backstabbed and losing friends? He doesn't realize that if he's gotta go and ask other people on the internet why he's losing friends and doesn't have friends and keeps getting backstabbed, it's probably because he's the problem. If things like that keep happening to you during your friendships, fake or not, that must mean you just suck as a person in general. This next Reddit post I'm going to show you goes back 2 years from now, and it says, why have I been having mood swings since the 14th of February? Not only is that Valentine's Day, but that is the day that Nova tried to squeeze his wrist a few years back. And why does he expect random people on the internet, especially with his reputation as the infamous TikTok predator or Discord predator, think that he's going to get some kind of help? He wasn't. He was just gonna get laughed at. The dented brain was running in full effect here. One of the last barely unhinged questions Nova would ask on Reddit would be, I've been having musculoskeletal problems for the past month with no explanation, and I think someone placed a magical curse on me. Well, I retract...
Because he thinks doctors are like medieval witches and wants to like aid them with like a herbal remedy or something. Dude, no, it's the new century, man. Stop living in that fantasy world of yours. First things first, you asked if it was a curse, and it's like, no, it's probably something physically wrong with you. Go to the ER. Go book a doctor's appointment. Do something. Don't go asking on Reddit.
my statement
That's not
about
a
this not
guaranteed
being
doctor's
unhinged.
diagnosis, by the way.
What do I use or do to get rid of the curse? The chum doesn't realize that these musculoskeletal problems are not a curse from someone else, but they're a curse from him being himself. Him not taking care of his body the way he's supposed to, and on top of that, he's just the chum. So he's just riddled with the curse of the chum. A lot of Nova's age play antics would shine on Reddit when one day, a year ago even, he would post, "Ready for little time tonight," and it would then be accompanied by this picture.
Okay, I'm gonna take a little break before I, rinse my eyes out with bleach and disinfect my ears with rubbing alcohol. So hang on tight. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Oh my god, get that out of here. Get that bluey diaper shit out of my eye sockets, please. Oh.
Nova would post on Reddit yet again saying, "I is not feeling well," with a classic picture of him in what looks to be one of his stuffies. These next 4 Reddit posts are going to make you want to squeeze your wrist just as much as I wanted to squeeze mine when I read them for the first time. And what I saw with these posts in specific is something I do not want to revisit and I never want to see again. The first one would be, how long should I stay plugged, caged, and padded for? And you saw that right. That is from 5 days ago. It's so disgusting that he wants to talk about things like this instead of filling out job applications and getting off the internet. He wants to sit on the internet, humiliate himself some more, and it's all for what in the end? It's not gonna last long, him making a fool of himself. All it takes is for him to get banned or his accounts to get hacked again, and what does he have, really? Dude's gotta think about the worst case scenarios and log in instead of talking about disgusting stuff like this on Reddit of all places. The next question he would ask is, new cage, am I a good sissy?
Please
and
don't show
it
the
would
cage.
be under
Please!
r/sissy
Don't show the
chastity,
cage!
and it would say it was from 9 days ago. And what I saw with this post was very disturbing. It was a picture of a belt around his little willy. I'ma just leave it at that. But the next question is, why have I been buying so many S toys lately at 21? You really can't make this.
Clearly, obviously, he can't get a girlfriend, so he has to make up for it in some sense of the sexual thrill of it, you know? But he's clearly an incel. He just, you know, he's too patient. He's too impatient with, you know, waiting to find someone that can love him at the age he's at right now. But you know what? If they found out what he was really like on the Discord and shit, like, fetishes aside, like the Discord and the, you know, the other creepy shit, and you know, being a leech off of his mother, I don't think that's a manly trait to have.
This up. How much of a degenerate he is to go on Reddit and ask things like this, just exposing things about himself that nobody should really know about you unless it's a significant other. And Nova could have been asking this question out of self-concern. You know, maybe he's caught up another addiction on top of all the others. Being a little gooner, you know, he's addicted to gooning now. But being for real, Nova was not asking any of these questions out of self-concern or anything like that. He just wants to make a fool of himself. The last screenshot I pulled from all these Reddit leaks is one of him saying, I just had my first...
Really? Oh my god, someone just search his hard drive already. Get a search warrant out and just search his hard drive. See what they have on, like, his Reddit and his DeviantArt and his, what do you call it? You know, all the other things. You know, this guy is probably harboring some things that we don't know about on Reddit and on the Discord.
And it felt so good, I want to do it again. This was probably the moment when he watched Cold Corn for the first time. Bro watched it and thought it was absolute cinema. Nova never fails to surprise me with how disgusting he can get each time something comes out of him, of something from Discord or another platform. It's always something terrible coming out of Novaonline. Just like the South Park incident, I am yet again blown away with all of the stuff that I have shown you in this video, and the stuff in this video compared to what's actually out there when it comes to this Reddit stuff,
yeah, this is pretty much generic. He's never gonna change, so that's pretty much the end of it. No, but there's probably gonna be more as they go on, because that's like with all the little cows. You think it's over, but then you find out something more about it, and then it just keeps on going. It's like a cycle, you know? It's the never-ending cycle. It only ends when their internet is disconnected. And how much is that going to happen? Not likely. Alright, I want to check out this. I want to play some Counter-Strike, though, but, I want to check out this, Gideon video.
Yo, what's up, guys? Man,
I
welcome
heard
back.
He got arrested for, like, harassing a squatter, and he said something along the line, I'm a multimillionaire, you can't arrest me. So, yeah, I just want to...
It's a new video. I hope you guys are having a good day and a good week as well, because today we're going to be talking about Gideon. Gideon has landed himself into controversy yet again because recently Turkey Tom dropped a video exposing him for some crazy things that went down when it came to the EDP catch. Turkey Tom would state that Gideon would have a Discord server full of people of all ages, and he would end up inviting EDP to the same server for an interview just to get content out of him. After the interview ended up being a complete failure because last minute EDP would switch up on him and ask him to pay him, he would keep EDP in this same server for quite a while until
EDP's the cupcake pedophile.
One day he would find out somebody in the server would end up getting victimized by EDP because he would find their Discord through Gideon's Discord server and then he would find their Instagram and start to contact them. Turkey Tom throughout his video shows a lot of evidence against Gideon, a bunch of evidence of Gideon basically saying himself that this happened because of the fact that she was in this server with EDP.
Do with EDP when I was gonna do that interview with him.
I apologize if like the screen glitches out because Steam boots up usually that way. The quality of the Chrome might be a little out of date too, so I do apologize for that too.
Was the catalyst for all of this to start. When EDP joined my Discord when he was about to do the interview with us, he didn't join, but he found a girl in my Discord, right? And in her Discord, she has her Instagram. So EDP, being the Rizzler that he is, he slides into her DMs and he initiates contact with her. Oh, actually, I'm happy / sad to report, but he slid in an actual girl's DMs.
But I don't think it would be surprising that Gideon would. I mean, I don't think it would be surprising for EDP to find somebody on a Discord as big as Gideon's and then find someone that happens to be like of age and, you know, is really invested towards, you know, the type of slop content that's pumped out nowadays. But yeah, it just it really doesn't surprise me. I just hope that those kids understand the difference between the difference between you know, right and wrong, and you know, talking to someone that's like twice your age, 3 times your age for that matter. It's not good. You're gonna make yourself look like you're both gonna make yourselves look foolish. But then again, children are more likely to be naive. But men like EDP, oh my God, he should know better. The cupcake man.
Like, no joke, the girl is legit 50 years old and he slid in her DMs. I'm not gonna lie, I low-key put EDP on, chat. I'm sorry. I two-mans with EDP. If it wasn't for me trying to do the interview with him, he would have never found her Discord and he would have never found her IG. So
Turkey Tom would also make another statement that Gideon's Discord mod would end up coming into a call on stream and they would end up talking about the situation more in depth and how he, as Gideon's Discord mod, was telling the victim to continue talking to EDP to lead him on a little bit longer.
Here, inside, just so everybody doesn't think, you know, I paid this girl. Can you tell them what happened?
Okay, so basically, Kayla messages me whenever he starts DMing her, and she's like, "Yo, EDP is DMing me," and so we got on a call, and I was like, first off, make sure you know, tell your parents, tell the police, all that kind of stuff, and then I was like, "Yo, I have a fire idea for a video. What if you just lead him on for a little bit?" So that, and then I'll tell Gideon all about this, and maybe Gideon can get an IRL interview with EDP because he ghosted us on the online one.
The other night, Major Chilla would end up starting up a stream talking about this situation, and Gideon would hop into Major Chilla's chat, playing off everything like it's some kind of joke. He's even saying things like, "Vid's too loud, turn it down, gang," while Chilla is reacting to a video about him getting exposed. It's very off-putting.
I'm gonna mute the I completely lost all train of thought. I completely lost all train of thought.
To me, how he...
First off, make sure you know, tell your parents, tell the police, all that kind of stuff. And then I was like, "Yo, I have a fire idea for a video. What if you just lead him on for a little bit, so that and then I'll tell Gideon all about this, and maybe Gideon can get an IRL interview with EDP because he ghosted us on the online one.
The other night, Major Chilla would end up starting up a stream talking about this situation, and Gideon would hop into Major Chilla's chat, playing off everything like it's some kind of joke. He's even saying things like, "Vid's too loud, turn it down, gang," while Chilla is reacting.
Okay, I need to recap on what Chilla said.
Girl, can you tell them what happened?
Okay, so basically, Kayla messages me whenever he starts DMing her, and she's like, "Yo, EDP is DMing me," and so we got on a call, and I was like, first off, make sure you tell your parents, tell the police, all that kind of stuff, and then I was like, "Yo, I have a fire idea for a video. What if you just
Is this guy like enabling
lead him on
it?
for a little bit?" So that, and then I'll tell Gideon all about this, and maybe Gideon can get an IRL interview with EDP because he ghosted us on the online one.
The other night, Major Chilla would end up starting up a stream talking about this situation, and Gideon would hop into Major Chilla's chat, playing off everything like it's some kind of joke. He's even saying things like, "Vid's too loud, turn it down, gang," while Chilla is reacting to a video about him getting exposed. It's very off-putting to me how he's joking about it when instead he could just explain himself or take accountability. If he was the stand-up guy he tries to make himself out to be, he wouldn't be acting like this about this situation in the first place. And on top of that, he wouldn't.
Bro, I gotta listen to the whole Turkey Tom video about him if I need to know all of this. Okay. Fuck it. I really want some CSGO into me while I'm doing this, so I don't know what else could be, brought up towards if we're talking in the sense of, Gideon. I mean, to be fair, they bring awareness to, talking about... I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my, thing all set up here. My text to speech, or not text to speech, push to speech. No, I just think it's like very it brings awareness to like, yeah, if you're gonna start talking to kids in a sexual way, you're going to get exposed for it. You're gonna get exposed for it. I'm multitasking here. One moment.
Gideon is a YouTube prankster turned predator catcher who was recently arrested during one of his sting operations. The body cam footage showed his full-blown meltdown while being put in the back of a squad car.
I am a multi-millionaire. I promise you, I can take this as far as you want. Officer, you will be in a deposition and you will be arrested. This is...
While he faced a lot of scrutiny, he wisely apologized shortly after.
Alright, I guess we're gonna have to do it with just the audio. Stupid Val and not wanting me to view the footage of Gideon and being a dink.
Gideon is a YouTube prankster turned predator catcher who was recently arrested during one of his sting operations. The body cam footage showed his full-blown meltdown while being put in the back of a squad car.
I am a multi-millionaire. I promise you, I can take this as far as you want. Officer, you will be in a deposition and you will be arrested. This is...
While he faced a lot of scrutiny, he wisely apologized shortly after, in a video most people saw as sincere.
This is genuinely, and I think what it is, genuinely.
What many don't realize is that this is part of a pattern for Gideon, wherein reckless clout-seeking backfires, and in some cases, his actions directly lead to people being victimized by the very creeps he swears to target.
When EDP joined my Discord when he was about to do the interview with us, he didn't join, but he found a girl in my Discord.
Gideon has been getting himself in trouble from the very beginning of his content creation journey. It's actually why anyone liked him in the first place. After finding some virality on YouTube, in some cases, his actions directly lead to people being victimized by the very creeps he swears to target.
When EDP joined my Discord when he was about to do the interview with us, he didn't join, but he found a girl in my Discord.
Gideon has been getting himself in...
Okay, I should give some clarity on that. It should be, if you're getting this guy, Gideon has definitely, you know, had interactions with EDP in the sense of making sure that people are being exposed for predatory behavior. So it should just be common sense that, okay, you're getting in with this guy again. You should like take into consideration that if this guy is gonna be doing it again, you know what I mean? Because repeat offenders, they exist.
Trouble from the very beginning of his content creation journey. It's actually why anyone liked him in the first place. After finding some virality on YouTube, doing comedic interviews at his high school, he began exploding in popularity thanks to his prank videos, quickly amassing over 1 million followers on both TikTok and YouTube. While the videos themselves were definitely inflammatory, especially to those who were provoked in them, he still managed to build an extremely successful and lucrative career on YouTube, without getting himself into any major public controversy. However, this would suddenly change after he began streaming on Twitch. Only one day after officially becoming a partner on the platform, Gideon was suspended for 2 weeks for violating the website's harassment policy. This suspension came after Gideon saw that fellow streamer Pokimane was live and prompted his viewers to spam L+ ratio in her chat.
Oh, nah, bro.
Bro, I want to rate. Bro, please.
No, Gideon.
Poki quickly took note of the raid, initially doing her best to ignore it. However, as it persisted, she began hearing word from her mod team that members of Gideon's community were using the whisper function to privately message members of her chat and send hateful comments, prompting her to end the stream early.
I think I'm gonna end stream.
Well, you can't really change how people are going to feel about Pokimane, especially with the Leafy situation. You're a tier 3 sub simp. She's not gonna fall for you, bro. She already has a boyfriend. You're getting cucked.
Because,
I believe that's how it works. I'm pretty sure.
like, as much as I can deal with this, I don't like that people from his community are whispering people on my stream.
She also made remarks about the behavior before signing off, stating, "I think it's against the terms of service to do stuff like that, to send your viewers to on another streamer, because Twitch has a harassment policy. Brigading is against the rules. I'm pretty sure. I'm tired of being incel's punching bag. Go be sad about yourself and insecure elsewhere." Considering his behavior and Pokimane's standing on the platform, it's no surprise that Gideon was served a 2-week suspension, but he wasn't about to take this lying down. Instead, he continued to provoke both Twitch and Pokimane. Upon learning of his suspension, he changed his Twitter profile picture to an unflattering image of Poki without makeup on. He also live streamed himself giving a sarcastic apology in which he pleaded with his Nubian goddess for forgiveness.
I love you, Pokey! I love you! I love you!
Please, Pokey. I was supposed to play Fortnite with Ninja tomorrow.
Gideon also attempted to get his own personal movement going, compelling Twitch to lift their suspension with a viral Twitter hashtag, #TwitchFreeGideon. Unfortunately for him, there was also a massive wave of backlash against him, as many described his behavior as misogynistic and hateful. The pressure was building, and ultimately Gideon had to accept his situation and concede defeat. On a serious note, I'ma take this L, because what I did really was TOS, but that comeback stream is gonna be something pressure. Love y'all boys. just banger dropping.
Right, this video is too loud. I was not even paying attention to what Gideon was. Okay, yeah. Alright, I don't know if that was like sarcasm. But, no, I think that it's just very, to be fair, Pokimane does have her, flaws that she could just, you know, take with a grain of salt. Especially with, like, the, subscribers and everything. Just tell them that, okay, we don't want to be a part of the, we don't want to be a part of it anymore. We don't want you to be expecting the special treatment from, the tier 3 subs. You know? Personal interactions. A bunch of, you know, lovey-dovey, a bunch of lovey-dovey, messages or something like that.
Deploying flashbang.
The fact that people still, you know, feed onto it just baffles me. Like, you could be taking up all that money to give something back for yourself.
Deploying flashbang. Grenade out.
He's on B. He's on
You guys
A.
gotta help our teammate.
Yellow, just push in. Throw a flashbang and push in. Oh my god. Is he in pit?
Stop.
One pit. One on site, one. Oh, he's lost pit, yeah.
Sunday. The following day, he posted a tweet claiming that he didn't want to rely on negativity to be successful. I don't like petty Gideon. See y'all on Twitch in 13 days. I don't need this attention to grow. Gonna speak to the Pogger community when I'm unbanned. Until then, we back to where we started. Unfortunately for Gideon, the damage had already been done, and he would never be able to stream his return because he was permanently banned from Twitch. He tried to appeal the decision, but was ultimately rejected, with Twitch stating, "We do not unsuspend accounts for this level of abuse." Having expended all of his options, Gideon has a notable change of heart following this decision. While he had conceded to deserving a ban, he never fully apologized or admitted that he was wrong for what he did. But now he was calling his actions corny, and even offered a sincere apology to Pokimane. Throughout this whole situation, I did a lot.
Well, I'm not gonna deny it. There was a bunch of harassment coming out from Gideon at that point. But also Leafy. But the fact of the matter is, she still treated them like they were some sort of, you know, prize. It's B. I would give some credit though. Some of that mainly came from Leafy. You know, his fan base is always like that.
Didn't know we had bombed.
It's just one at B, short. Yellow, just bait.
Throwing a grenade.
And he throws a grenade, of course. But yeah, most of it just came from like Leafy, all that harassment. Oh, picked up the bomb. Yeah, so if you just really think about it, Leafy should have taken some accountability on that, as well as Gideon. But then again, hey, if she could have just, you know, aired out the grievances with, you know, treating the fans like it's a, like they're a prize to be won. That could have been like some self-improvement.
Lot of corny stuff, and I'm way funnier than the level I brought myself down to. Pokey, I apologize. And boys, I'm dropping it, so I'm asking you guys to as well. The two eventually reconciled a year later, collaborating in a video where they ate fried chicken. Ultimately, a wholesome conclusion to the situation for both sides, particularly Gideon, who managed to come out of the situation redeemed. However, this situation would not be an isolated occurrence. In fact, it serves as the blueprint for the Gideon cycle, where he does something inflammatory, faces backlash, doubles down, then faces consequences, apologizes,
and that's the difference with Leafy. He never faced any consequences with the with, you know, his statements, and that's why he was so famous, because he would double down on. When he did apologize, though, oh, okay, yeah, he would face scrutiny for it. I apologize. He would face scrutiny for that, but no, I just think that, you know, if he ever apologized for it, it would just make him look less of a, it would make him more look like a, you know, who would want damage control. Of course, I feel like that's why he got banned in the first place. You know, with YouTube's biggest, sensory overload, amendments to their policy acts. But hey, one on banana. It's gonna be beat. It's B. They're pushing banana. Oh shit, that was a flash.
Throwing fire. Deploying flashbang.
I feel like if they hadn't done those amendments with the policies that they've done on YouTube, I feel like he would have had much of a sustainable career. Unlike iDubbbz, who, you know, condemned himself for it, you know? Oh, I'm like the baddest person of all time for doing criticisms of other YouTubers. But you know what? I'd still think he would have a career, Leafy, if those policy changes weren't made.
Learns nothing from his mistakes. What's more is that he's consistently rewarded for the behavior in the form of views. Gideon continued to wreak havoc at every opportunity afforded to him for the foreseeable future. In March of 2022, he attended a Minnesota Timberwolves basketball game and got a haircut while sitting courtside. The gag was relatively inoffensive, and it was ultimately shared on both the team's and the NBA's official social media accounts. However, he would continue upping the ante with every successful stunt. A few months later, he tried a similar gag at the US Open quarterfinal, resulting in him being confronted by security and removed from the venue. Things became slightly more serious in 2023 when he disrupted a class at the University of Houston and mocked a deaf student communicating with sign language. He was subsequently arrested and charged with criminal trespassing while he was streaming. Rather than taking the situation seriously, he asked the officer if he could take a picture with him for the thumbnail.
Well, if you put your phone in your pocket, man, I'm gonna have to put you in handcuffs.
Is it cool if I get a thumbnail?
A who? A thumbnail? Before you put the handcuffs on? Well, I'll let you do that once we get to the station. Okay.
These are just some of the many controversies he found himself in, not limited to his removal from other sporting events for unnecessary disruptions. For the most part, there were little to no consequences for Gideon, and many positive benefits to be reaped from behaving this way. But the deeper he fell into his obsession with views and clicks, the worse he became at making sound decisions for his own personal reputation, and for the safety of others. Everything I've documented thus far, while some of it is arguably shitty, none of it is that bad, and it could all probably be chalked up to Gideon being an immature dude who got famous in his early 20s. However, this behavior ultimately culminated in one of the biggest blunders in the history of content creation. There was a time when the name EDP445 was one of the most beloved on all of YouTube. Bryant Moreland would make comedic videos about his interests, from the Philadelphia Eagles to his explosive bathroom experiences after eating fast food.
I never was a huge cupcake eater, you know what I mean? I've always been a little bit too sweet for me.
As a result, fans were shocked when he was caught engaging in predatory behavior. While smaller channels like Cold Raven had been talking about it as early as July of 2020, it wouldn't come to a head fully until April of 2021, when the now infamous Predator poachers confronted EDP in person. During the sting itself, Alex Rosen, at the time going by the alias Chet Goldstein, confronts EDP about the messages he had been sending to his decoy. In the messages, Bryant is under the impression that the girl he is messaging is a minor, and despite that, he continued to message her inappropriately. There are a lot of funny details about this as well, like him sending her a photo of a log he had just dropped in the toilet. I really can't put into words how insane the messages are if you haven't seen them. This also inspired the viral cupcake meme, as EDP claimed instead of trying to meet up with this girl for anything bad, he just wanted a cupcake. Unfortunately, the sting did not result in an arrest because the police were not involved from the very...
I wonder, I always think, like, he had it all. It's like, just because you're a YouTuber and, like, you're a millionaire doesn't mean you can get away with, like, the most deplorable shit of all time and not get away with it. Because that's like, I don't know. They must think they have, like, a god complex. Like, if you're, like, think about it if you're, like, a trillionaire or something. If you're, like, a trillionaire, they can get away with it because they can just pay off the judges and shit like that. That's not always the case with, you know, YouTubers. Because that almost happened with Mr. Beast.
Throwing smoke.
He already walked through apartments.
He's low as fuck.
Counter-terrorists win. Oh, it's a piece of cake, so as.
I'm losing my train of thought here. Yeah, just, they really need to, like, rethink their, choices in life if they think that they can get away with, like, the most deplorable shit if they're a YouTuber. And, you know, Mr. Beast might be the richest YouTuber of all time, but, like, that doesn't excuse, like, he condemned Chris Tyson, yes, but, like, they should have done a background check on him, like, when they were doing the transitioning. Like, why was that even a, like, why are you transitioning? Do you really feel like you're a woman inside, or do you like kids? He's near crates. I didn't really need to get a diffuser. No point. Just save. But anyways, yeah. I just think it's really, you know, take into consideration like why these people are doing these actions. Because nobody expected it for Chris Tyson for it to happen. No, not the people that were big Mr. Beast fans. They just supported it and never even questioned it.
Move it, son.
So, yeah. Next time, ask questions to your friends about why they're making life choices. Could be for anything. Drugs, sex changes, shit like that.
Throwing flashbang.
Could be anything.
Throwing flashbang. Deploying flashbang. Flashbang.
Very beginning. Alex and his team simply met EDP, and once they were there, they contacted the police.
What key is it to pause a YouTube video? K key. Can that work well?
So, Bryant Moreland was never charged. Instead, his only punishment was through thousands of YouTubers exposing and making fun of him. Gideon was very aware of this, and 2 years later, he wanted to do some content of his own about EDP. So he invited him to his public Discord server for an interview, which he intended to live stream. We know he invited him to his public Discord server with 130,000 people in it because Gideon showed it on stream, wherein he also showed himself messaging EDP back and forth to get ready. Unfortunately for him, once EDP was in the server, he joined the voice call and then muted himself, demanding that Gideon send him $200 to do the interview.
He switched up and said that he has to get paid to do it now.
How much does he want?
He wants $200.
Okay, let's just be clear. He never should have done it in the first place, because that just perpetuates the same degenerate behavior that he did ever since the cupcake incident. All he did after that was just damage control, but you can't just simply have that happen in the snap of a finger, you know? Maybe he really did like it. And if he did, he should be in jail for life.
Mid.
Throwing flashbang.
There's smoke in it.
Bro, I'll pay the $200. That's the guy. That's my guy. That's the GOAT.
Obviously, Gideon was not happy about this, given he had been teasing his audience eagerly with the prospect of doing an interview with EDP445. So he eventually ended the stream, and past this point went on to make other content. But Gideon did not remove EDP from the server, at least not right away. And this was a server with, as I mentioned before, over 100,000 people in it, and no age restriction, meaning many of them were underage. This was in June of 2023, and over the next few months, rumblings began coming out on Twitter and TikTok of some sting that was being conducted. Gideon himself even said on his stream that they had caught someone big, but he refused to say who it was at the time. However, the victim, Kayla Hoskins, ended up leaking what happened to the public before Gideon's video could come out.
The only reason why this is public is I was gonna wait until like this was like in the court process and everything, but the victim went public with it. So
he went public with it.
No, the victim.
The victim.
Girl.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha,
yeah,
gotcha.
she went public with it. So she went public with it. You know, I just came out and we're just, you know, kind of talking about it a little bit.
The information was released in a video from Kayla herself. She showed many of the strange messages EDP had sent her, basically ruining the novelty of Gideon's video, since now the most juicy information was already out there, apart from the actual real-life confrontation, of course. In the lead-up to any of the sting dropping, Gideon was being very weird. On one hand, when people in his chat would ask when it was coming out, he would say only once Skeeter Gene, his longtime collaborator, dropped his version of the sting.
I don't know how many times I gotta say this, you know? But I'm gonna just assume
assumed that you guys weren't here for it, but I'm not dropping the EDP vid. It's not coming anytime soon. You're never gonna get it. Unless Skeet drops it.
For some reason, he wasn't eager to release this video. At the same time, when people mocked him for the initial interview being a failure, he would post on TikTok to own them basically, saying that in the end, they got him in a sting.
Interview has to have been the biggest failure in all of...
So you guys know it's not CGI.
Well, the sting was eventually released, and it was disappointing to say the least. It opens with Skeeter Jean setting the stage, revealing that EDP had been caught messaging an actual minor, not a decoy this time. He also says they had a private investigator take photos of him, and then says that this sting will be different. They weren't able to get him wanting to meet up with a minor, so instead, their plan is to confront him at a doctor's appointment.
I think you got, I don't know what the this even is. But he did send that to the girl. I guess he put some eyeliner on and some lipstick and sent it to her. This is not a filter, by the way.
While EDP is a creep, and I feel no pity for him, right off the bat, this is clearly not on par with other stings. The first 12 minutes of the video show them getting advice on how to handle it, and they then find him at his doctor's appointment. He instantly ignores them and walks inside. A few minutes later, he comes back out and tells them to leave, and then goes back inside the building. The police are eventually called, not because they have some evidence to get EDP arrested, but instead because Bryant called them, saying he was being harassed.
Yeah, he called. So
he snitched on Bryant called.
Right. So he's just trying to be civil. He doesn't want to cause a big scene, right?
Oh, we're not going to cause a scene. Because we just want to ask him a few questions about this.
No, I
chat
understand.
log.
Right? I understand.
Bryant eventually leaves the building, drives away, and that's the end of the story. But the video itself isn't even close to the biggest issue. There's a reason why I specifically noted earlier that Gideon's Discord server had tens of thousands of people in it, and that minors were present. Kayla Hoskins is the victim being referenced in the sting operation, and she's not a decoy. Like Skeeter said, this one is for real. But how did she meet EDP 445? Well, she was a huge fan of Gideon, and she was in his Discord server. EDP, after being invited by Gideon to his public server full of children, noticed her profile, found her Instagram connected to it, and messaged her. But you don't have to take my word for it. Gideon will tell you himself.
But the stream that we were supposed to do with EDP, when I was gonna do that interview with him, that was the catalyst for all.
Okay, I got lost my train of thought in this game. I'll take a look. I'll take a more closer look at it afterwards. How does a 7 and 11 guy have more points than me? It would have been nice to know who was in pit. Where'd that smoke go? It literally went through the rafters or something.
I'm throwing a flashbang.
Okay, they were talking about something about the woman. Was
Says
it
that
the
this
same
thing will be
woman
different. They weren't able to
that
get him
was
wanting to
doing
meet up with a
the
minor. So instead,
interview
their
on the
plan is to
Discord?
confront him at a doctor's appointment.
And then you got, I don't know what the this even is. But he did send that to the girl. I guess he put some eyeliner on and some lipstick and sent it to her. This is not a filter, by the way.
While EDP is a creep, and I feel no pity for him, right off the bat, this is clearly not on par with other stings. The first 12 minutes of the video show them getting advice on how to handle it, and they then find him at his doctor's appointment. He instantly ignores them and walks inside. A few minutes later, he comes back out and tells them to leave, and then goes back inside the building. The police are eventually called, not because they have some evidence to get EDP arrested, but instead because Bryant called them, saying he was being harassed.
Yeah, he called. So he's
Okay, alright. I remember this one where he was dressed up like an Oompa Loompa, but I didn't know like the whole context behind it. I thought he was trying to be exposed. That's kind of like the squatter situation.
Oh, Bryant called.
right. So he's just trying to be civil. He doesn't want to cause a big scene, right?
Oh, we're not going to cause a scene because we just want to ask him a few questions about this
No, I
chat
understand.
log.
Right? I understand.
Bryant eventually leaves the building, drives away, and that's the end of the story. But the video itself isn't even close to the biggest issue. There's a reason why I specifically noted earlier that Gideon's Discord server had tens of thousands of people in it, and that minors were present. Kayla Hoskins is the victim.
Well, that should have been really on Gideon and his mods. That should have been on his part. You know, if there was a lot of minors on there, should have done like a back. Shouldn't have even asked EDP to do it to
Victim being referenced in the sting operation. And she's not a decoy. Like Skeeter said, this one is for real. But how did she meet EDP 445? Well, she was a huge fan of Gideon, and she was in his Discord server. EDP, after being invited by Gideon to his public server full of children, noticed her profile, found her Instagram connected to it, and messaged her. But you don't have to take my word for it.
Yeah,
Gideon will tell you himself.
But the stream that we were supposed to do with EDP, when I was going to do that interview with him, that was the catalyst for all of this to start. When EDP joined my Discord, when he was about to do the interview with us, he didn't join, but he found a girl in my Discord, right? And in her Discord, she has her Instagram. So EDP, being the Rizzler that he is, he slides into her DMs and he initiates contact with her.
To be clear, Gideon, on a live stream that hundreds of thousands of people have watched, publicly admitted that he knowingly invited one of the most infamous creeps in YouTube history to his own Discord server full of children, wherein someone was then victimized.
Yeah, this guy is just stupid. I mean, you could have just picked like anybody at random and then could have exposed them for that. But like, dude's career is over. You're just trying to make, beating a dead horse over something. It just doesn't add up. Cause like, fuck, whatever he does to like make his income and anything, just, we shouldn't even be bothered by it. But, you know, he's doing it. It shouldn't come as a surprise that he would have done it again if it was a Discord full of minors, because mind you, minors are on Discord, and yeah, that's it's just very if you can put two to two together, that's definitely something to think about.
Let's show them who we are.
He goes on to say this makes him both happy and sad at the same time.
I'm sad to report. No, actually, I'm happy / sad to report. But he slid in an actual girl's DMs. Like, no joke. The girl is legit 50 years old, and he slid in her DMs. I'm not gonna lie. I low-key put EDP on, chat. I'm sorry. I two-mans with EDP. If it wasn't for me trying to do the interview with him, he would have never found her Discord, and he would have never found her IG, so...
I honestly could not have put it better myself. Gideon invited this known creep to his Discord server full of minors. One of them was then taken advantage of, and Gideon made a video about it. I don't know what this is called, but to be honest, describing it that way sounds bad enough. In the best possible interpretation, this is the most irresponsible thing you could possibly do. Clearly prioritizing clout and content over protecting people from a dangerous individual. He continues joking about it, while I'm definitely not one to cry about people poking fun at a serious subject. To me, these wisecracks speak to the fact that Gideon does not grasp the gravity of what he's admitting to here.
I'm not gonna lie. When I found out that he found her from my stream, this was like... Bro, made me hit the Ichigo screen.
And other information leads me to believe this whole thing may have actually been malicious. The following information was documented by a YouTuber named Plubius, who deserves credit for all of this stuff. And as far as I know, all the stuff he's gathered has mostly gone under the radar until now. In the same stream, Gideon says the way he found out about EDP messaging Kayla was from one of his Discord moderators, a guy called Inside. Inside sent a message to Gideon that he had contacted Kayla, and from there, Gideon gets on a call with her, and apparently he was able to contact Kayla's mom about it as well. He then says he hit up Skeeter Gene, his longtime collaborator, to prepare for the sting.
Skeet.
Well, it sounds like there's some background behind it.
Sets up all the EDP catches that we do. He does all the work, he initiates all the contact, he does all the work. All I do is just show up and record. I could have took this for myself and been like, you know what, I don't want anybody else to be a part of this. I want this to be me, myself, and I. But I literally was talking to myself, I was like, I can't do that. Skeet's been too good to me. Skeet's been too much of a real friend to me. If we're gonna do the biggest catch in EDP history, we gotta do it with the GOAT himself. So I hit up Skeet and we pulled up on him.
What a great guy. Anyway, according to Inside, the Discord moderator who contacted EDP about the sting, he actually gave Kayla some advice on how to go about communicating with EDP.
So happy that this worked out, bro.
Wait, here, Inside.
So happy this worked out.
So everybody doesn't think, you know, I paid this girl. Can you tell them what happened?
Okay, so basically, Kayla messages me whenever he starts DMing her. And she's like, yo, EDP is DMing me. And so we got on a call, and I was like, first off, make sure you tell your parents, tell the police, all that kind of stuff. And then I was like, yo, I have a fire idea for a video. What if you just lead him on for a little bit, so that and then I'll tell Gideon all about this, and
Sounds
maybe
like the
Gideon
standard,
can get an
sting
IRL
operations
interview with
torpedoes.
EDP because he ghosted us on the online one.
Hey child, hey
Kid, what if you like messaged the pedophile and the pedophile groomed you?
that'll be a fire video, dude, the sting.
I have a fire idea for a video.
Just lead him on a little bit, man. What if you just lead him on for a little bit?
Gideon just stares into space while this is said out loud, once again not really grasping the seriousness of what's being said. I almost can't put it into words how irresponsible this is. When stings are conducted on creeps, it's always viable to use a decoy, a person who is an adult posing as a child. This is because adults are less likely to be traumatized or manipulated by the creep in question, and by using a decoy, you prevent a kid from being harmed. But Inside admits it here. He encouraged Kayla to lead on EDP and keep talking to him, which, in other words, means he told this victim to continue messaging the most infamous creep in YouTube history because it would be good content.
I have a fire idea for a video.
What if you just lead him on for a little bit, and then I'll tell Gideon all about this?
Maybe this isn't true and Inside is lying to make himself look worse, but Gideon just sits there as he says this and doesn't disagree at all. So to me, that says everything. Not only that, but Kayla claims that Gideon and Inside and whoever else was involved advised her against going to the police because they wanted their content to be better.
They weren't allowing me to go to the police
that sounds
station
like it's summed
to
up. I mean,
Random cat.
if you never went to the police,
Right above me.
I mean, well, he should have gone to the police in the first place. With the situation with EDP, the second one where he was dressed up like an Oompa Loompa.
No gussi lite, ja. One gas. Last let.
months prior because it would have ruined their content.
Now, I have no evidence that this specific claim is true, and as a result, I'm not going to take this one and run with it. With that being said, EDP is not known to be bashful, to say the least. He's a nasty, freaky guy, and as Gideon himself acknowledges, EDP was sending Kayla explicit content.
He sent DPs to a 15-year-old girl.
Not just that, he was making threats of violence towards her. This was revealed in her video talking about what EDP had said to her over text.
If shit goes wrong in any way, shape, or form, give your soul to the Lord.
He literally set a voice memo saying, like, if this is a setup, I'm gonna air you and everybody else out. And so we were on high precaution whenever we conducted the investigation in person.
I know it's all a little bit funny because this is EDP 445, but at the same time, this is a creep who has already lost everything and has shown off his massive gun collection before. He almost has nothing to lose. It's not out of the realm of possibility that he would have figured out where this girl lived, hunted her down, and done something horrible. And yet, according to Gideon's top guy, he encouraged her to keep messaging an actual creep. They encouraged her to keep messaging him while receiving explicit photos. Why?
I have a fire idea for a video.
Seems like he just really wanted to do it for content. I mean, if you really think about it, taking all that time and effort into figuring, yeah, it's pretty much the standard Sting setup. Build up the trust with the person that likes the minors, and then find out that's not really a minor, and then expose them. Now, I don't think it's a bad idea for content, but I don't think it is a bad idea for content. Just, you know, make sure that, you know, it's done in good practice. You know, that the consequences eventually happen with, like, law enforcement. I mean, you could throw some pepper spray or shit on them and whatever, but, like, you know, law is the law, and people gotta follow it. Especially the people that expose the predators. I mean, if you take a look at something like Vitali, his content after the break was exposing predators. and making them do some deplorable shit. But from my interpretation, I'm pretty sure they
There's only one flash. Maybe.
contacted the police because, hey,
B.
I don't know for sure, but the point I'm trying to make is he ended up in Bangalore or whatever it was called, Bangkok, and he eventually you know, got arrested for like the deplorable shit he did because it was on Kick.
One zombie side maybe. I don't know. Suizo.
Throwing a grenade. Deploying decoy. Throwing a grenade.
One go long. One go long.
One on A.
Verde atrás, tienes uno verde. Behind.
Behind what? I just...
Who is ready?
Behind what exactly?
Counter-terrorists win. There's no stopping us.
Behind what exactly?
Video.
It was for content. During the situation, Gideon stated he didn't want the sting's existence to be public knowledge before charges were pressed against Bryant. But once it was out there, he maintained that he had done it the right way, and that EDP would be facing criminal charges.
Eating at me like so hard.
Yeah, I think the most important thing is actually getting justice as opposed to like the content of it. So hopefully this leads to.
I dropped it too, but I'm most likely probably gonna be going to court with her because.
Oh, what? Wait, what?
Yeah, so like I'm kind of like involved with the case now. Like the authorities, like they have my number and everything. They haven't contacted me yet, but yeah.
Well, here's a shocker. EDP was never arrested. He was never charged. In my opinion, Gideon should be the one in court for inviting this creep to his Discord server full of minors, allowing one to be victimized, and then trying his best to make content out of it. Ultimately, he didn't get what he wanted. Instead, Bryant Moreland did. Instead of talking to a decoy, Gideon gave him the chance to talk to a real teenage girl, and then botched the investigation so hilariously bad that he somehow got away with it again. Good work. There are some other inconsistencies.
I think it should have been prioritizing to, you know, get the enforcers involved rather than making it content.
Come on,
you know. I mean, it's all a clout game for most of these sting operators. At least when you have somebody like what is it? Fuck, I forget his name, but he exposes people on Roblox. He exposes like child predators on Roblox.
Ain't seen shit yet.
Schlep, that's his name, Schlep. He makes sure that the authorities are involved. That was the same guy that actually collaborated with him, Gideon. They got him in a park bench or something, and the Predator was crying because he realized he was going to jail. That was properly well handled. They exposed the chat logs on the Discord, and they got him in persecution. Now he's being persecuted for crimes against children. If they could have just did something like that throughout the long run, like maybe do it in Minecraft, then yeah, maybe that would be a better way to bring the knowledge of exposing child pedophiles. Expose pedophiles. Which reminds me, I kind of want to see that Chris Hansen biopic. It's going to be starring Robert Pattinson.
They're on the towns.
Grenade out.
Don't see anything.
Smoke.
Shot fired from in there. Nothing yet.
Oh, fuck. Two on lower. Three.
Orange, can you just go through doors, please?
One in sight. One in sight, cars. Two B main still.
Alright, I guess I'm lurking then.
Both there. Both B doors. One push further in sight now. Watch him jumping up.
Counter-terrorists win. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Laying down smoke. Incendiary out. Throwing fire. Throwing a grenade. Flashbang. Counter-terrorists win. There you go. We are out of here.
Why do these people always think that it's a cheater?
Throwing fire. Grenade.
Two were tunnels.
Throwing flashbang. Incendiary.
Okay. Come on down.
Is worth addressing as well. For example, Gideon initially stated that EDP sought out Kayla in the first place.
He slid in an actual DMs.
She showed me the chat logs and he messaged her first, so.
But according to this comment that Inside left, Kayla apparently sent messages to EDP first. Several of her friends contacted us afterward and told us that Kayla had shown screenshots that showed her hitting up EDP first. She basically begged us to let her be a decoy for a video for clout. This obviously stands in stark contrast to what he said on Gideon's stream, and it makes me think he probably just lied here to cover his tracks, because in his mind, if Kayla messaged EDP first, then ultimately he was just taking what was presented to him instead of encouraging her to maintain contact. Either way, he and Gideon still look pretty bad. All of this was being covered by Plubius back when it happened, and he himself even managed to talk to Kayla about it, who also released a video wherein she reiterates many of the same points. Unfortunately, it never got any mainstream attention, mostly because Gideon was still considered to be in the good graces of the YouTube community. But make no mistake, Gideon has no business doing predator catching content. He had no business doing it in 2023, and he has no business doing it now with thumbnails like this. What is this? But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Everything I just mentioned happened when Gideon was still at the peak of his popularity, and given he faced little to no backlash, he just continued making content as per usual, for a few weeks. Gideon announced the EDP sting on stream on September 3rd, and by the 22nd, he had posted, "Turning my life to Christ." In it, he says he's become far too focused on clout and popularity, and that his pranks no longer align with his mission, making the world a better, more positive place. He cites one specific incident in which one of his videos cost people their jobs as the reason why things need to change.
And I got the prank done, got millions of views off of it, so many people giving me props, but what a lot of you guys don't know is 3 people lost their jobs because of me. Because I lied and was saying that I worked there, I got 3 security officers fired that had been working there for years, all because I wanted to play a practical joke, all because I wanted to entertain you guys, and that's evil.
He went on to remove all of the most popular pranks from his channel and says he would be focusing exclusively on a new channel called Gideon, where he would spread the gospel to his fans. At the time, his audience was surprised, but ultimately commended him on his decision. Given Gideon was a massive YouTuber before he quit, he certainly had enough money that he could live a more low-key life and invest his time into his spirituality, but it didn't last long.
You know, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. There's no reason to talk about why I've been gone. You guys all know and stuff. But I know the real question is, why are you back, Jid, after all this time? I'm not gonna lie, Uncle Sam came around and your boy needs to start making that funny money. You know what I'm talking about? You know, I gotta start making that funny money.
While he jokes that he's coming back for money, he then says that he missed his fans, which is probably the real motivation in a sense. Considering how big his channel was, he easily made millions of dollars. So the real motivation was definitely boredom, or maybe even withdrawals from being without clout for so long. With him officially returning in full swing, pranks ultimately remained a part of his past, as his content took a specific focus on 2 things: streaming and predator catches. As I've already established, Gideon is extremely irresponsible with these catches, prioritizing clout over justice, and ultimately, those posted after his return would be no different. As early as March of 2025, people had been calling out Gideon for his habit of doxing, and encouraging harassment towards law enforcement when he doesn't get the results he wants. Here on his community tab, he posts, "The face of a man that swore to protect his community," before attaching a photo of the district attorney presiding over one of his stings. He also posted a photo of a plaque reading Prosecutor of the Year, and what appears to be photos from a Facebook group where locals are saying that this DA supports predators. I'm all for calling out elected officials when necessary, but this isn't exactly the president or a senator. This is a member of...
2 crossed, 3 crossed, 4th guy went tunnels. There's no one on A.
Enforcement when he doesn't get the results he wants.
Oh, so he's calling it. Okay, so he's calling out those types of people that are supposed, that law enforcement that should be involved with, you know, sting operations.
More crossed. I think they're all in B.
That's what FBI is for. Or CIA.
Pretty sure everyone's new ones on that.
Bomb has been planted. I'm throwing fire. Grenade. We cannot be killed.
wants. Here on his community tab, he posts, "The face of a man that swore to protect his community," before attaching a photo of the district attorney presiding over one of his stings. He also posted a photo of a plaque reading Prosecutor of the Year, and what appears to be photos from a Facebook group where locals are saying that this DA supports predators. I'm all for calling out elected officials when necessary, but this isn't exactly the president or a senator. This is a member of the justice system who Gideon is encouraging harassment towards for not convicting someone in a sting he conducted. I'm sure this guy's plate is full of cases cases, but for some reason, Gideon believes his YouTuber status means anything he investigates should be shoved to the front of the line. On July 4th of 2026, a small YouTuber named Himpleton released a video titled "Gideon Has Always Been Like This," where he details issues with the stings conducted since the EDP investigation. Himpleton brings up one major concern across many of Gideon's catches, including him not speaking to law enforcement until during or after the real-life confrontations.
It was during a fake online meetup orchestrated by YouTube creator Gideon and his team posing as a minor. Police say the fake meetup was news to them.
They showed up unannounced and sprung this on us. That's one of the concerns that we have had in the past when we've assisted with other groups.
He also points out that over the course of 50 stings Skeeter Gene conducted, he only managed to get 3 arrests in total. This is Gideon's closest confidant who worked with him during the EDP sting, keep in mind.
He says he's done approximately 50 of these stings.
He showed up to our sting house to meet who he thought was a 4-year-old girl,
but acknowledges only these 3 have resulted in arrests.
But easily the most interesting part of the video is the documentation of Gideon repeatedly doxing law enforcement. During one arrest, once Gideon was on the scene, he called the cops. Once they showed up, they were confused as to what to do due to some jurisdictional issues where they weren't sure if they could take action against this alleged creep because the messages initially may have been sent in another city. And additionally, Gideon hadn't contacted the police before the sting, only during it. The cops called the district attorney to figure out
They should just search up pedophiles' phone to begin with, but I don't know if that applies in different states or, you know, in my case, provinces.
what to do.
If we were to follow up with anything with this gentleman, it's gonna get thrown out. I'm gonna tell you what I'm finna do right now.
Okay.
Just to cover all our bases, I'm gonna call the on-call district attorney.
Okay.
And fill him in on all this because we had no clue that you was operating in our city, which, you know, kind of is like.
Because there's a jurisdiction problem.
Before, when you hopped on the call with the DA, you didn't have anything about the chat log. I don't even know what you told the DA. The only thing you could have told them is what you told me. Hey, we got an illegal operation here going on. This is probably entrapment. You didn't have any of the information to inform the DA so that they can make a better decision on how to handle it.
Exactly. I told him exactly what you told me.
Gideon, in retaliation, publicizes the name and face of one officer in the video, includes his face in the thumbnail, and accuses him of protecting a predator.
So that's why I am so upset with the performance of Sergeant Blake Howard. And if you also are upset with his performance, I have his boss's information right here. His boss's name is Lieutenant Matthew Schochler. And also, here is the Missouri City Police Department's phone number. You can call this phone number and let them know that you want to talk to Internal Affairs. Also, to hit up the head district attorney. His name is Brian Middleton. Here's his email address right here. And also, here is the district attorney's office. Let them know about Sergeant Blake Howard's performance and how you disapprove of that, and also let them know that you want us to work with them.
I just have to honestly ask who Gideon even thinks he is. This guy has publicly admitted to inviting a pedophile to his Discord server, wherein a minor was then groomed, which he then used to make content and profit financially. This same guy has the gall to put pictures of police officers' faces on YouTube and call for their supervisor to be contacted. I'm sure the tens of thousands of children typing *67 and then calling the Missouri City Police Department were very respectful about all this and had a full grasp of the situation. Because Gideon didn't get the specific result he wanted, he believes the best step is to encourage the cops to ignore procedure. He wants the courts to ignore due process. And if they don't, then he'll dox the police to millions of people. I don't want to...
There's gonna be a due process with it. You're just not gonna get it right there and then, you know? Police aren't like the fastest people to enforce the law, you know? You got trials, you got, you know, interrogations. They have evidence, yeah, but they gotta process that, they gotta proof check it, you know?
Straight up rip more of Himpleton's video than I already have, so I'll link it in the description for you to check out. But he details how Gideon continued to dox a business owner as well for doing nothing wrong.
Gideon basically doxes the owner of the business, despite him agreeing they had nothing to do with the crime that occurred online.
The crazy thing about it is the overseer and the director of the Volleyball Academy Club. And he was already caught up to speed on what was all going on. But he wasn't too happy that the parents were about to come outside and see this whole fiasco. So as the director and protector of children, he had to clean up the mess before the parents came out.
I'm gonna need you to remove yourself from the front.
In the wake of the more recent controversy around Gideon, a post was made to Pay Money Wubby's subreddit, where the user describes how a city official was harassed as a result of his videos. I work high up in a city government apartment where Gideon came through and pulled one of his famous stings and got into it with our police department. While he was not arrested or anything, sadly, he did pick a fight with a supervisor at the police department and subsequently doxed him to his audience. While I am by no means a fan of the police, having seen the insane amount of threats sent to everyone connected to this person, including family, kids, coworkers, etc., I do have...
Okay, I should just say that how do you have to get people involved with this if, you know, it happens on your property or it happens on your, you know, getting involved with it because, you know, there needs to be civil order, yes. But, like, how is a worker at a cafe supposed to know that was supposed to happen? Wait. Okay, let me word it better.
Empathy. This person had to up and move his family due to stalkers.
Yeah, because the fans are automatically going to jump to the conclusion, oh, they're a pedo protector. Like, why does Gideon have to get, like, a recording of the, you know, the cafe owner calling the police?
Threats and crazy Gideon fans finding the kids at school.
While
this specific claim has not been directly verified, we know for sure that Gideon fans have sought out the social media profiles of law enforcement to pester them, based purely on Gideon's expert understanding of US legal code and nothing else. Since early 2023, Gideon has concentrated his sting content under the name EDP Watch, a name that's kind of ironic considering what I know now, but whatever. It even has its own paywalled website where Gideon advertises that you can pay him a month.
I almost forgot about the documentary. Oh, I'm definitely going to be tuning into that. And hopefully it doesn't get a copyright struck or anything. I don't know. Tubers and stuff like that. They always throw something at you if you make the smallest critique. Kind of like what Gideon was doing with the cops and the business owners where the sting operations were happening at. Why do they think that it's okay to harass people that don't know a whole lot about the situation? Just because it happened in their presence? Jurisdiction. Stay out of state, you know? It's a conundrum. Like, fuck. There will be consequences if you do not do this specifically. As I say. Clearly, he just does it not that well and gets pissed off if it doesn't go the right way or the way he wants it to happen. So, not much I can say about that. I mean, I might take a deeper look into this video off stream. Because, like, I was only paying attention to the game. I'm gonna just play one more ranked game and see where it goes. Hopefully another dub. It always makes me think about, like, you know, how Vitali would get these sting operations going. Because, like, if he were to, like, throw pepper spray onto his eyes or make him eat a ghost pepper Cheeto or something, or, you know, rub his shit over his face or something, you know, that's like, you know, it gives the predator a taste of its medicine. But, like, at the end of the day, there are consequences. There are like legal consequences, and you know, cops need to take action. It's not gonna happen in the snap of a finger, but you know, I won't complain if I see a predator cry that he's being exposed. I would most likely laugh. I would most likely laugh. But I get the concept of it. These people need to be brought to justice. And if the justice system won't do it, then we gotta take matters into our own hands. I'm just surprised they can't kill him. Oh shit. Actually, you know what? No, maybe I'll watch the rest of it, but I'll just do like some surfing. The surfing bird. Hey. Hey.
Yeah. What?
Does VAC permaban cheaters now?
I don't know. I hope you're not cheating.
I just seen clips on Twitter of like spin bots up in the air with like a revolver and they just headshot everybody. So I just want to know if Val took action on that or not.
I hope they did.
What do you mean they didn't?
I hope they did.
Bro. He's like, I can't take this no more, Val. So is the match like canceled or something? So is the match canceled now or what?
Let's go.
Oh, I guess not.
Purple please back.
Let's go.
Why didn't I plant? Well, he was on site for one.
We'll pick up AK.
Activating the bomb. Bomb has been planted.
Library.
Library.
I'm throwing a flashback.
Don't peek.
We're going to do this. We are the best.
Should have taken them in apartments. That's what I should have done.
Pick up my gun and watch.
Everyone just has the M4s because it's easier, I guess. Why can't we just have access to all the weapons? Why does it have to be significantly fixated with the type of weapons you have based on, you know, terrorist or counter-terrorist affiliation, I mean.
Activating the bomb. Bomb has been planted. Throwing fire. Grenade out. Terrorists win. It is time now, my brothers. Smoke. I'm throwing a grenade. Darn. Smoke. Grenade. Throwing smoke. Terrorists win. We cannot be killed.
Nice.
Go, go, go. Throwing smoke.
Sorry if I'm not sounding really interesting right now, but, oh boy. Where do I go with this? I don't even know if this is a winnable game or not. Well, thank God I didn't say it was 2v. I thought he would have just rushed in thinking it was simple. I don't even know what rating I'm at. Imagine having to pay to find out what your rank is. It's almost just like Slippy. You need to pay to find out what your rank is.
One more sandbags. Right there. Behind sandbags. Molly.
One flank.
Is that why the AK is the hardest weapon in the game? Because it can one tap, but you have to hit the shot at the right angle or something?
Counter-terrorists win.
Jeez.
Let's have it, lads.
Not in my favor this time around.
Let's go. Throwing a grenade.
Oh, don't worry. We're all horrible in this rating. I'm pretty sure everyone in whatever rating this is horrible. But that's okay. But you know what? It's okay to be shit as long as there's no rating on the line. As far as I'm aware, I don't even know what the hell my rating is. So it's all good.
Laying down smoke.
Yo, purple, there be.
This is probably 200 rating, or 2,000 rating, I mean.
Move it, son. Throwing fire. Throwing smoke. Grenade out. Laying down smoke.
Alright, I guess I'm on the prowl.
I'm defusing the bomb. Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win. Good stuff. Remember, this is bandit country. Shoot everything that moves. Throwing fire. Grenade out. Smoke. Grenade out. Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win.
Well, this has been predetermined.
Remove any doubts in your head. It's us or them.
Here, you want another smoky?
Laying down smoke.
Smokey the Bandit.
Throwing smoke. Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win.
hope I never have to encounter 2,000 rating again. But we'll never know because fuck. Premiere. Because Premiere gate it from Premiere. Okay. That's one of my inspirations here. I gotta have more fire, like, tanks. I gotta have more fire, like, Raphael. Alright.
Him a monthly subscription to hear what these creeps want to do to.
Might as well have to
Gideon is a YouTube prankster turned predator catcher who was recently arrested during one of his sting operations. The body cam footage showed his full-blown meltdown while being put in the back of a squad car.
I am a multi-millionaire. I promise you, I can take this as far as you want. Officer, you will be in a deposition and you will be arrested.
While he faced a lot of scrutiny, he wisely apologized shortly after. In a video most people saw as sincere.
This is genuinely, and I think what it is genuinely.
What many threats of violence towards her. This was revealed.
Okay, we heard about the EDP situation. There was another person though.
While he jokes that he's coming back for money, he then says that he missed his fans, which is probably the real motivation in a sense. Considering how big his channel was, he easily made millions of dollars, so the real motivation was definitely boredom, or maybe even withdrawals from being without clout for so long. With him officially returning in full swing, pranks ultimately remained a part of his past, as his content took a specific focus on two things: streaming and predator catches. As I've already established, Gideon is extremely irresponsible with these catches, prioritizing clout over justice. And ultimately, those posted after his return would be no different. As early as March of 2025, people had been calling out Gideon for his habit of doxing and encouraging harassment towards law enforcement when he doesn't get the results he wants. Here on his community tab, he posts the face of a man that swore to protect his community before attaching a photo of the district attorney presiding over one of his stings. He also posted a photo of a plaque reading Prosecutor of the Year and what appears to be photos from a Facebook group where locals are saying that this DA supports predators. I'm all for calling out elected officials when necessary, but this isn't exactly the president or a senator. This is a member of the justice system who Gideon is encouraging harassment towards for not convicting someone in a sting he conducted. I'm sure this guy's plate is full of cases, but for some reason Gideon believes his YouTuber status means anything he investigates should be shoved to the front of the line. On July 4th of 2026, a small YouTuber named Himpleton released a video titled "Gideon Has Always Been Like This," where he details issues with the stings conducted since the EDP investigation. Himpleton brings up one major concern across many of Gideon's catches, including him not speaking to law enforcement until during or after the real-life confrontations.
It was during a fake online meetup orchestrated by YouTube creator Gideon and his team posing as a minor. Police say the fake meetup was news to them.
They showed up unannounced and sprung this on us. That's one of the concerns that we have had in the past when we've assisted with other groups.
He also points out that over the course of 50 stings Skeeter Gene conducted, he only managed to get 3 arrests in total. This is Gideon's closest confidant who worked with him during the EDP sting, keep in mind.
He says he's done approximately 50 of these stings.
He showed up to our sting house to meet who he thought was a year-old girl,
but acknowledges only these 3 have resulted in arrests.
But easily the most interesting part of the video is the documentation of Gideon repeatedly doxing law enforcement. During one arrest, once Gideon was on the scene, he called the cops. Once they showed up, they were confused as to what to do due to some jurisdictional issues where they weren't sure if they could take action against this alleged creep because the messages initially may have been sent in another city. And additionally, Gideon hadn't contacted the police before the sting, only during it. The cops called the district attorney to figure out what to do.
If we were to follow up with anything with this gentleman, it's going to get thrown out. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do right now.
On like why it's up for skepticism.
I'm going to call district attorney and fill him in on all this because
but
we had no clue
about
that you was operating in our city, which, you know, kind of...
Like, bro, bitching about it when it was your intent to catch them in the act? That just doesn't make it enough for evidence. What's stopping the predator from
before when you hop on the call with the DA, you didn't have anything about the chat log. I don't even know what you told the DA. The only thing you could have told them is what you told me. Hey, we got an illegal operation here going on. This is probably entrapment. You didn't have any of the information to inform the DA so that they can make a better decision on how to handle it.
Exactly. I told him exactly what you told me.
Gideon, in retaliation, publicizes the name and face of one officer in the video, includes his face in the thumbnail, and accuses him of protecting a predator.
So that's why I am so upset with the performance of Sergeant Blake Howard. And if you also are upset with his performance, I have his boss's information right here. His boss's name is Lieutenant Matthew Sochler. And also, here is the Missouri City Police Department's phone number. You can call this phone number and let them know that you want to talk to internal affairs. Also, to hit up the head district attorney. His name is Brian Middleton. Here's his email address right here. And also, here is the district attorney's office. Let them know about Sergeant Blake Howard's performance and how you disapprove of that. And also let them know that you want us to work with them.
I just have to honestly ask who Gideon even thinks he is. This guy has publicly admitted to inviting a pedophile to his Discord server, wherein a minor was then groomed, which he then used to make content and profit financially. This same guy has the gall to put pictures of police officers' faces on YouTube and call for their supervisor to be contacted. I'm sure the tens of thousands of children typing *67 and then calling the Missouri City Police Department were very respectful about all this and had a full grasp of the situation. Because Gideon didn't get these specific...
If you just wanted to make fun of, or, you know, poke fun at something as depravable, fuck, you could have just taken the leafy route and make fun of, trolled with, you know, the lol cows. Man, that was such a prime time back then. You were a YouTuber, and you were surfing on CSGO, and you would talk about this weirdo-looking fella. At least then, you didn't have to get, you know, police involved. But of course, bullying isn't allowed anymore in this day and age. If you were, if it isn't, you'd go to jail for making fun of some funny looking
result he wanted. He believes the best step is to encourage the cops to ignore procedure. He wants the courts to ignore due process. And if they don't, then he'll dox the police to millions of people. I don't want to straight up rip more of Himpleton's video than I already have, so I'll link it in the description for you to check out. But he details how Gideon continued to dox a business owner as well for doing nothing wrong.
Gideon basically doxes the owner of the business despite him agreeing they had nothing to do with the crime that occurred online.
The crazy thing about it is the overseer and the director of the volleyball academy club, and he was already caught up to speed on what was all going on, but he wasn't too happy that the parents were about to come outside and see this whole fiasco. So as the director and protector of children, he had to clean up the mess before the parents came out.
I'm gonna need you to remove yourself from the front.
In the wake of the more recent controversy around Gideon, a post was made to Pay Money Wubby's subreddit, where the user describes how a city official was harassed as a result of his videos. I work high up in a city government where Gideon came through and pulled one of his famous stings and got into it with our police department. While he was not arrested or anything, sadly he did pick a fight with a supervisor at the police department and subsequently doxed him to his audience. While I am by no means a fan of the police, having seen the insane amount of threats sent to everyone connected to this person, including family, kids, coworkers, etc., I do have empathy.
I already paid attention to it somewhat. Their business got affected.
Where he proceeded to explicitly confess to his crimes while giving detailed context as to how he downloaded illegal material to his phone. About a week before Gideon's video went up, the local police took Hullo in and charged him with 15 counts of possession. This was a successful catch by all means, and one that got Gideon a lot of praise. But his collaborator ultimately got him into hot water. Alex Rosen is almost equal parts creep catcher and equal parts far-right activist. This is not and has never been a secret. I could list a ton of stuff he's done in lieu of his politics.
So when you hear
ma'am, I have a question. So Pfizer has the biggest criminal fine in history. So how is it anti-science to not trust them?
Gideon had to have known this and was willing to work with him despite it, because in his view, his work superseded his controversial stances. He knew about it vaguely as far back as 2022, in fact.
As long as
Like,
you're
that's
more
why they're
genuine,
good at
then
their job, even though I think the dude that called him was like found out to be racist or something.
guy.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
But like, you know,
and they deleted his channel too.
Yeah, I'd rather, you know, I'm glad YouTube got to him too, but like, you know, I'd rather be out the streets than
Well, if you're aware of Chud the Builder, then it's not a surprise that Alex supported him. Chud, real name Dalton, became infamous for streaming while calling black people the N-word to their face. Eventually, he ended up shooting someone. Some argue it was self-defense, some, including the state, argue it was attempted murder. It's currently tied up in the courts. Alex Rosen argues that he was innocent, so much so that he donated $10,000 to Chud's legal defense.
I condemn Chud the Builder, but I do not condemn right-wing, political views. Because, I don't know. Racism is one thing, but wanting to preserve your culture and heritage is another. Fuck, it's like, I'm like Don Drawn, you know? The debate with Destiny. No one wants to feel like an outsider in their own country. You know, like white majority countries. White majority countries. Oh, I'm speaking too much, though. Okay. I condemn Chud the Builder. That's what I'm saying. I condemn Chud the Builder. But I don't condemn, people on the right wing of things. You know, because there's a spectrum. You know, libertarian, authoritarian.
Fund. I encourage everyone to donate what they can if you care about free speech, he wrote. Given how controversial Chud the Builder is for the most obvious reasons, and the fact that Gideon has a lot of viewers who hate him, he started facing backlash for working with Alex. This mounted in Gideon posting a video announcing that this would be the end of their work together.
But then he did something even a step beyond. He went and donated $10,000 to Chud the Builder's bond so that he can be back free on the streets.
So what is he
cannot
saying?
tolerate
He should have
that.
known he was working
I
with a
do not
far
respect
right
that,
person.
and I have to make a stand.
But as many people pointed out, this response is extremely disingenuous. Alex Rosen is not just some casual right-wing dude. He's been openly far-right for his entire career. Gideon frames it like he was naive in choosing to hang out with Alex because he thought he would change.
Now, also, I want to take...
Personally, I don't really care if you hang out with somebody that's far left or far right, you know? I believe his intentions for exposing the predators was genuine. As for the other stuff, meh, who cares? I mean, it's not like... he's not a shooter. Raising money for the shooter, though, that's skeptical. He's probably guilty, Chud the Builder. Maybe I could condemn Alex Rosen for raising money for the for Chud the Builder. But Gideon, well, he made his choice. Everybody's terrible.
Accountability. Now, a lot of people are calling me out saying, Gideon, you knew he was like this before you even met him, and you still decided to associate yourself with him. And I have to admit, I did. You know, I am the person to where I naively believe that people can be better.
But what reason would he have to believe that?
You can't say fucking live stream. It's bad, dude. They're gonna get offended and report us. Oh, you're right. What is wrong with you?
I'm not saying he can't be friends with Alex Rosen or do work with him. I don't care. One time I met Alex Rosen in real life and ate barbecue with him. He covered me in olive oil, rolled me around in breadcrumbs, and tickled my tummy. True story. The reason Gideon kept working with Alex is because he did all the hard work for his catches.
See what I mean? He brought the shit to the table with exposing predators. You know? There's the good, there's the bad, and there's the ugly. You see, this is the. Okay, what do you want to say? He takes all of the effort into it. You know, arranging the things.
And at the time,
so he's good. Gideon, he's doing it all for the content, so it's bad. And then there's the ugly fucking predator. So you know, everyone's got their ups and downs with it. What could be ugly about Alex Rosen? I don't know. Maybe sending the money to Chud the Builder. But hey, maybe there's not a lot of them know about this Rosen guy. So, you know, why must we shame people that have different political views, you know? Like, fuck.
I mean, it was convenient to have him around. Back when he did catches with Skeet or Gene, Skeet was the one doing all the work.
Skeet sets up all the EDP catches that we do. He does all the work. He initiates all the contact.
All right, I'm just going to skip to the
millions
squatter.
of views for Skeet. And Gideon, being the God-fearing man he is, knew he needed to be involved. In the lead up to his arrest, Gideon had been doing a series of streams on Kick, wherein he would stream inside the house Joe was squatting at until he left. In one particular broadcast from the 22nd of June 2026, Gideon and Skeet can be seen talking to a group of fans who claim that Joe had thrown a rock at their car that cracked its windshield, and that they caught it on video.
Whoa, wait, hold up. He broke this windshield, right? Bro, Joe threw a rock and broke this windshield.
Despite this being the case, Gideon thought it was appropriate to convene a public manhunt to go after Joe, without a care in the world for the fact that whenever groups of his fans turned up, many of them were teenagers. Immediately
teenagers in a sting operation. Oh yeah, that's gonna go really, really well. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna try to like harass the person in all fat matters, like physical and psychological. Fuck. Why aren't these kids in school? Learn about Chris Columbus or something. Don't get this perpetuated degenerate shit from fucking Gideon. You know he's doing it for the clout. You know he's doing it for the clout. I mean, if you like watching that shit, sure, but you know, you gotta you gotta know that these people gotta go to jail. They don't gotta be fed a fucking ghost pepper chip or something for like the sheer sadism of it.
Following a moment where he briefly meets a couple of these teenage fans, he's told that Joe is hanging out at the local McDonald's.
Yo, someone just said that he's at McDonald's.
He proceeds to use this information in the wisest way possible. He tells 3 of what looks like teenagers on bikes to do recon and see if Joe is really there.
Yo, check the McDonald's and let me know. Yeah, check McDonald's. Is he in there? You don't see him? Wait, cop car coming.
If they don't even know what Joe looks like, they definitely don't know that he's a dangerous person. But Gideon doesn't think twice before sending them his way. As they approach the McDonald's, the cops were already waiting for Gideon to tell him he's not welcome.
Is he here?
Doesn't matter where he's at. McDonald's does not want you on the property. You guys have to leave your...
Who's you guys? Can you be more specific?
You.
So they said these people?
Him, yes. You guys cannot be on the property.
Hey, do you guys want some McDonald's? Y'all want to go inside real quick? Yeah.
The cop tries to explain to Gideon that him being prevented from entering the McDonald's has nothing to do with protecting Joe, but of course it falls on deaf ears as Gideon employs the tried and true strategy of accusing the cop of protecting a criminal.
Okay.
Yep. You're gonna be arrested for trespassing if you go in there.
Bro, why? You don't have any, like no offense, officer, but like, do you genuinely have nothing better to do? Like,
do you have anything better to do?
Officer, you're actually like supposed to protect and serve.
All right, get off the property. You guys are gonna be arrested for trespassing.
Okay, we'll leave the property, but like, I'm just trying to figure out, do you have anything better to do? Because this is like a...
Yeah, they told you earlier that they don't want you guys on the property, so you guys gotta leave.
Because you've been camping out there for like 20 minutes, wasting taxpayer dollars.
And then here comes the infamous multimillionaire.
You try to get some...
Which way?
And instantly called him. Gideon proceeds to do almost everything you're not supposed to do during an arrest, besides reaching for the officer's gun. As the cops begin to wrangle him, he does his...
Oh, he's going there, is he?
best to make himself look as bad as possible.
This is a violation of rights. This is a violation. You cannot arrest somebody that never went inside and was never trespassed. Ma'am, they are arrested.
You ever heard of property lines?
McDonald's.
You ever heard of property lines?
What's funny to me is how quickly he starts pulling out the "their children" card when the cops are arresting them, but he clearly didn't mind that they were kids when he was telling them to disobey law enforcement and enter a McDonald's to record an insane violent squatter. As reality sets in, Gideon tries to tell the cops the charges won't stick because he's a multi-millionaire.
Do you guys really think this is gonna stick? Sure, we have a do you want to waste your DA's time? I am a multi-millionaire. I promise you.
I'm a multi-millionaire.
Officer, you will be in a deposition and you will be arrested.
When this fails, he resorts to his final, most devious and ingenious master plan, saying he is so Rubenesque, so portly, in such a calorie surplus that the officer is hurting him by putting him in the squad car.
Oh, I could think of another black person that's done that before.
Fit in here.
Get your foot in.
Officer, I can't even fit in here.
Get your foot in.
How are you going to arrest somebody that never even went on the property?
I wonder if he can breathe.
You're under arrest for being disorderly, not for being on the property. Put your foot
Officer, I can't fit. Have you guys consulted with the DA?
We don't have a DA.
I don't.
You're actually hurting me.
Gideon proceeds to ignore his Miranda rights because he literally doesn't stop speaking for 1 second as the cops take him to processing. For violating his constitutional rights doesn't do much, as Gideon ended up with misdemeanor charges of stalking and breach of peace and was facing 93 days in jail. Meanwhile, the kick stream went on for a while after Gideon was taken in, and when Skeeter Jean showed up, it seems like even he realized that Gideon had gone a little bit too far.
Gideon was doing way too much though.
Yeah.
Bro, Skeeter Jean should have like held them back a little bit. Cause you know, like he said, he was always doing it for the clout. So, yeah, I guess that means I don't know. His apology was half-assed because he was keep on saying statistically or genuinely. maybe you should go back to the Christian content. At least then, you'd have some more positivity. I mean, I think it's positive to bring awareness to, like, child predators, but, like, doing it for clout and not, you know, expecting law enforcement to do it in the snap of a finger, looks like it can go over the top a little bit, you know? And that Alex Rosen guy, I don't know. I mean, I believe in freedom of speech, but there's also freedom of consequences. So I guess that could apply to anybody. Vitali, Alex Rosen, Turkey Tom, anybody. Just make sure you know what the fuck you're doing. Okay? Me? I was just giving my honest view on it. Alright, I think I'm gonna put a sock in it for now. I'll come back on stream maybe on Tuesday or Wednesday. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.